and the headlight don't work. What a wreck!
Morning. So, new car reveal. Now obviously those of you that have seen it on the community posts and the Twitters and such like and the Facebook, no secret, I've bought a Seat Ibiza on an 04 plate. It's a 1900 turbo diesel FR model, which with a little bit of research I've done was the sporty one offered at the time. It's based on the Polo platform, and at the time of doing this car they didn't offer a sporty Polo, so the Seat became the sporty version of that platform. What we're going to do, the weather has been terrible. I did clean the car on Friday for this reveal video, however the roads are terrible, so it's not going to look at its best. We'll answer the questions that I've been asked and show you the car, but first we are going to go and pick Lee up to add a bit of entertainment to the proceedings. So we'll catch you in a minute when I get to Lee's house. Feel like a proper gangster now, being followed by the Popo. Scary times for a young teenage boy in his first Bratmobile, you know. If only I'd put my baseball cap on. I could have had a tug by now, couldn't I? Not that type of tug either. A tug by the 5.0. I lost them. As you can see, viewer,
Morning.
we've picked Lee up. Just going for a tazz about. We'll do a bit of filming.
In it.
Brat, Brother, brethren, or whatever they say. Yeah, so, why did I buy it? Because it was cheap. 500 quid I've paid for this car. Wasn't even looking at cars like this. As you know, if you watched the Land Rover video recently, I've had enough of the Land Rover really. I'm going to put some MOT on it and try and get rid of it within the next month or so. So, yeah, I was looking at Rover 75 estates and X-type estates, diesels, because I thought, well, I'll get something that I can throw stuff in the back and that. And a guy at work offered me this. His next door neighbour was selling it with 30 months MOT. Was I interested? And I went, no, not really, not at all, not what I'm looking for. But he said, well, she wants rid, it's got to go quick, the insurance is nearly up on it. So I said, well, I don't want it, but 500 quid and I'll have it. And he said, oh, I don't think you'll get it for that. I went, well, I don't want it, so whatever. Anyway, he asked her and she said yes, so I bought it. And I think for 500 quid I'm not going to lose on it. Already saving a fortune on diesel. It's doing 60 to the gallon and it's as rapid as a rapid thing.
Rapid, isn't it, bruv?
It is though. So yeah, once we pull up, I'll answer some of the questions that people have asked about it and I'll show you around it. And Lee says, can I have a go, was one of the questions. Yes, you can.
Hey!
It's not going to be clean when I get there, but I have bought a leather to just rub the worst off. And there are some bad parts on this car, don't get me wrong, it's not a 500 quid bargain. The exterior is a bit dodgy in places. It's been sort of looked after for the first few years of its life, I'd imagine, but certainly for the last 3 or 4 as it's coming to Bangonomics territory. It's you know, it's been run on a budget. It's got Chinese Rings of Doom tyres, and the paintwork leaves a lot to be desired. We will put the foot down a bit on a bit of straight, but in this wet with the Chinese ditch finders on, I'm slightly wary.
Go on, give it some. That's crazy, isn't it?
It picks up. Yeah.
The Chinese Rings of Doom held on pretty well. I thought it was going to spin
Yeah,
off.
I don't think it'll spin up in third as we're going about 40 anyway. I've just realised that's a bloody massive transit van or something on the back of a fucking
Transit van.
transit van. That's absolutely no wonder he's coming down the lanes. Super dangerous. I mean, for a start, he's got the engine at the back over the.
Yeah, over the far side of the back axle. That's got to
be super dangerous. Look at that. I hope you can see that in the camera. Look at that. That is crazy.
Ah, fair play to the man.
I bet he's got some seriously light steering. Oh man.
Got plenty of bounce going on, isn't it?
Well, he will have. Jesus, that's
Yeah.
crackers. That is crackers.
The front tyres are hardly touching the ground. Look, they're not even compressed. That's mad.
It is, isn't it?
You're going to have to block out his reg.
No? He's probably not insured anyway, is he? I've gone right past where I wanted to pull up as well. Never mind, we'll turn around at the end and we'll come back. Right, so I've wrote a few questions down that people asked on the YouTube community page. Go through these quickly. Chris Cocker wants to know, does it go like shit off a stick? Yes, it does. Lee says, can I have a go? Yes, he can. He's going to have a go in a bit. Finley Plimpton asks, was it owned by a dog owner? We don't think so. I mean, there's no it certainly
Doesn't smell like a dog.
doesn't smell doggy, no. Was it owned by a smoker? No, because the cigarette lighter was brand new, not untouched, never used, and the roof lining's really clean, so I highly doubt it. Did you get 2 keys and a V5? Yes, I did, and I've already got the V5 in my name, believe it or not. We did it online on Monday, and it came on Thursday from the DVLA.
Wow.
Ridiculous, but yeah, I've got the V5 in my name already. Service history. I've still got all the Seat books. It's stamped up to 90,000 in the book. Cam belt and water pump done at 80. And then after that, your guess is as good as mine. It's obviously been serviced, but there's nothing in the book. It's one of these, somebody's had it done by a mate or a garage and not kept the receipt, and the book hasn't been stamped. The only reason I'm confident in it's been serviced is because the MOT history is amazing. If you check the reg, FA04 TZN, you'll see it's failed a couple of times over the years, but on stupid stuff like brake light bulbs and advisories on balding tyres. But other than that, it's passed the MOT virtually every time, no messing about. Being the owner, you can actually check where it's been MOT'd, the actual list of garages. This has gone to the same garage for the last 10 years. What happened was, original owner bought it in Nottingham, sold it to a guy in Orrewas, who then gave it to his daughter, and the daughter sold it to the girl I bought it off. So she was the 4th owner, I'm the 5th. The guy that actually bought it second continued to take it and service it and take it to the MOT station for the girl that bought it. So yeah, it all ties up and it's all pretty good. So that is the end of the silly questions. Obviously now I'm going to show you around the car and we'll do a bit of filming of the exterior, won't we, Lee?
Yes, we will.
Right, here we go then. It's very windy, hopefully it won't spoil it. So this is it. The problem with it is then, why is it so cheap? You've heard of the film 50 Shades of Grey. This is 50 Shades of Red. As with any red car, they suffer terribly with the sunlight exposure. And then if you can see, this front passenger side wing is a slightly darker red. Moving along, there's no dents or creases, but what you've got is areas like this here, which you probably can't see, where the lacquer is peeling off the paintwork. Got a question asked, why are the mirrors silver? They just are on an FR. Yeah, FR, as you should know, stands for fucking rapid. I don't think it does, but... And then at the back end, so I'm leathering this off because it's filthy now, there is a dent. Where my finger is there, a little dent, and then you've got the odd paintwork blemish there, and again, all the type of stuff here where people have loaded stuff in the boot. But it's straight. Again, bit of lacquer coming off here, and then these little dots here, which looks like where the lacquer's popping out or something. So paint was the issue, but the worst by far, there's a scuff here as well where it's met a hedge or something. The worst by far is this driver's side wing. You can see, wait for this car to go past, you can see this wing is nothing like the correct colour. Yeah, so this wing, someone backed into it back end of December 2021, and they just fixed it without going through the insurance. Unsure whether they got a wing off eBay or Stevie Wonder has painted it, but you can clearly see, well, it's a completely different shade of red.
It's like the colour chart in BQ.
It is, isn't it? It's what I think it is, it's a homage to the Polo Harlequin, but with all reds. So that is the issue with it. But other than that, we've got 4 great Chinese ditch finders on. This rear one here is a Gremax, and to tell you how good they are, you can buy 2 brand new delivered off eBay for 85 quid. So they're quality. Comes to something when the best tyre on the car is an Arrow Speed, which is that one, and then the front 2 are matching. Well, they are now because I've put them on the front. They're Ricken, so yeah, quality. These were both the same on this side, but I have actually put a matching pair on the front. We've got the usual plastic cloudy headlights. I have tried to buff them up with a bit of G3, but they need something a bit more aggressive. And as Lee has already remarked, one of my headlights is not working, so I've got to get a bulb in that. So that's the exterior of the car. Straight and true. I'm happy at 500 quid, but yeah, there's the exterior. So quite a decent sized boot, very deep. Spare wheel is under there. We may have an issue with slight water ingress through a seal or something. In the boot well, someone's drilled a hole in one of, you know, the metal bungs you get in there. Someone's drilled a hole in that, and there's evidence that it rains in or has rained in, because the car does steam up when you're driving, unless you have the window open or the fan on full. So yeah, that's that. Let's pop the bonnet and show you the, I think it's an AZD, but I'll correct myself on the screen if it isn't. 1900 turbo diesel, PD engine. So these are the ones you have to be really careful and use the correct grade of oil in. That's their camshafts. It's got to be 530 proper Volkswagen spec oil. So we'll pop that and have a look. Right, so there's under the bonnet. Wow. It's common knowledge that if you actually take that off, there is a Volkswagen badge hiding under there, because they just stick a thing on. There you go. There's not a lot of room to play in there, Lee, if you want to fix that for me.
Yeah, okay.
But there we go. Batteries under there. The rest of it is witchcraft. But it's a good old diesel. I love a diesel, as you know. Straight and true. All the legs are straight. There's no sign of any accident damage, other than, like I say, this wing. There you go. It has got aircon, as proven there. It's actually got climate control on it. There you go. What do you think of that? It's just I missed that. He's had to pull the steering wheel down and out and put the seat.
Because I'm a borrower. I borrow things. Wow. That's good, isn't it?
It's talky. Yeah. Like I say, I think on, you know, I'm past driving like a dickhead, if I'm honest. But certainly on a nice warm summer's day when you've got a bit more grip, it might be exciting to see what it'll do into a corner. But on a wet day like this with Chinese ditch finders on, nah, I'm not that brave. But I just like the torque of it. You haven't got to change gear. I mean, you're in third now, but you can put it in fourth or fifth and it'll just pull. That spun through that puddle then, did you feel it?
Yeah.
That's the tyres more than anything.
Wicked, innit?
Oh, see, the bloody suspension's so stiff on these though, isn't it? It's only got 45 profile tyres on.
It's very sporty. I can see why they get thrashed.
Yes.
It's definitely got that feel about it. And
It's so short though, isn't it? You know, it's roller skatey to a degree.
yeah.
I mean, they did an 1800 petrol turbo in these, and that took it up to 180 brake, which would have been insane. But of course, that would have been insane in acceleration wise. But I imagine you won't beat the torque on this really with a petrol engine, will you? You know?
It's not. I've got to admit, coming out of things like the Ambassador with your hydrogas suspension and the Jag with its its long wheelbase and very softly sprung, although quite sporty in corners. I've got to say, this wouldn't be a car I'd want to do a long journey.
It's the same. Obviously, it's the same with me, Pheasant. It's the same with me. Obviously, the Allegro being hydrogas, the Kia being modern, and the Land Rover being very softly roly-poly sprung. Yeah, it'd get on your tits driving this front.
Yeah.
I mean, the potholes, it's not jarring, but it's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's clunky, annoying.
It feels, it's giving me the impression of like an old mini suspension on rubber blocks.
Yeah.
It's
very stiff, isn't it?
It's very stiff and bouncy, and
I mean, what it would be like brand new, obviously, with decent tyres on, and it's done 142,700 miles, by the way, someone did ask. And again, that's backed up by all the MOTs. I've got at least the last 10 MOTs, but obviously I've got the full history online these days. So it all tallies up. But yeah, someone did say, you know, it's just been run on a budget, that's all. Cars get to this age, don't they, where it's worth nothing, and they're putting 30 quid tyres on them and missing a service and stuff like that.
it's in that trough of its life, isn't it?
Yeah, if it makes it through the next 5 years, it'll become desirable because
Be a classic.
well, we had this argument online the other day.
Yeah.
Over classic and historic and stuff. Now, I'm insured with Lancaster on the Land Rover and the Allegro, and they say 20 years I could have it on classic insurance, which is what the Allegro and the Land Rover are on. This is only, it's 18 years old in July, so it's had to go on proper insurance. But yeah, well, you know, it seems crazy to me, an 04 plate car. You just don't see them anymore, do you now? Cars that throw away.
Well, that's it, they are now, isn't they?
Yeah.
Every car gets to that point in its life where it hits a trough.
Yeah.
The Rover 800s were the same, that's why I used to buy them so cheap. But
there's a 623 on eBay at the minute. How long ago since you've seen a 623?
yeah, really rare now.
They are.
But everything that goes to that point in its life where it's literally worth nothing.
Yeah.
And, you know, there are a couple of £100 throwaway cars.
Yeah. And I think this, while it's not a classic to me, for you know, your 17-year-old kids who had one in effect 20 years ago may yearn after one of these in a few years, just like, you know, and how many of these are not going to have been wrapped around trees and in ditches, and the front wings rot out terrible on these. I've seen loads of pictures where they just rust terrible. But again, on the MOT history, there's no mention of corrosion anywhere. So, yeah.
Oh, there's 4 gears to go.
There's 6.
Wow!
It's a 6-speed, yeah. Yes, she goes.
Wow. a license loser, isn't it?
I thought he was going. Then, did you?
No.
This brake this side doesn't work, by the way.
No, there ain't one there, dude.
Another thing that's wrong with it, which isn't terrible, but is obviously a wiring problem. Passenger side window won't go down, and the wing mirror won't adjust electrically. Every time she puts a fuse in, it pops the fuse. Now my guess is the wiring loom that goes from the door to the A-pillar, certainly on my Golf, chaffed through all the wires, and it was a common fault with Golfs, and I'm guessing this has probably done the same in its earthing out.
Yeah.
And he's popping the fuse. So other than that, that's the only electrical issue I know about.
Yeah.
We haven't shown the inside of the car either. I'll have to film the inside. There's nothing nothing amazing. It's
bland.
It's a plethora of black plastic blandness with a bit of silver.
All rock hard plastic.
Yeah, rock hard plastic. It is very scratchy.
You get this kind of plastics in a van.
2 airbags, van plastic, as Lee said, bit of silvery. There you go. We've got all that going on. You've got your press the little toggle on the end there. On the end, that's it.
Oh yeah.
That. So 340 miles range. I don't know what that says. Not got no glasses on.
Miles per hour, 25.
That's the average.
Clock.
It'll tell you how many we've done to the gallon somewhere.
Temperature.
Driving around like idiots.
Yeah.
46.3 that's done on this run, driving like an arsehole. So yeah. So there we go.
Rumble that, can it?
We've got aircon, climate control, CD player, the usual gear gator that's worn away, and then that is to turn the traction control off, which would be a bad idea.
Oh, why did you say earlier?
And then obviously electric mirrors, central locking, and heated mirrors obviously, and windows. And then in the back, with Lee in the driver's seat, I could probably sit there. There are 5 seat belts. I've thrown one under the back. So there you go. That's as much as we need to see of the interior, I think. This is not... Yeah.
The steering wheel.
Eh?
And then
Leather steering wheel, yeah. No cruise control though. Don't suppose you'd really get cruise control on a car like this. But yeah, there we go. What do we reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes it really.
Yeah, it's great.
We did say though, it's a very jarring ride. These sporty models aren't for the elder gentlemen like us. It's like we're driving along going, oh god, look out for that bump.
Yeah, it's not as fun as it is. It's great for a, an half-hour taz around, but
yeah, you wouldn't want to go to London and back, or
I wouldn't want to.
No, neither would I, to be honest.
I wouldn't want to do the what is it? The North Coast 500.
No, no,
definitely not.
No.
But as a car, it's
yeah, it's tidy. Oh, cup holder.
Hey, look at that.
I know. Yeah. What about that?
It's even got coffee in there.
Yeah,
it
perhaps needs a bit of a clean. Yeah. There you go.
That's it from me. See you all soon.
Yeah. I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to do a tour in the car.
A tour in the car. Hey.
Right. Cheers, mate. Catch you later.
See you later, dude. Ta-da.
Righto then, I'm going to wrap this one up here. See if I can make some sort of nonsense of that. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll no doubt be featuring this car again. And yeah, there'll still be more to come from the Land Rover before I sell it off. It's actually parked on the front of the house now. Although it's still MOT'd and taxed, I want to try and get it re-MOT'd before the anniversary, so I've got 13 months on it. So a couple of weeks from now I'll get the Land Rover out, take it for MOT, and then I'll look at how I'm going to sell it, what I'm going to do. So until then, the next video will probably be something on the Allegro, I guess. I'll catch you then. Ta-da!